Here are 5 tips that are going to help you read more books this year. Number 1, you have to set the reading goal in the first place. I don't care how many times you've failed in the past, I want you to set that goal anyway, okay? Number 2, set a small goal for how many books you want to read this year. For me, last year, I read 15 more books than I normally do. I normally read like 1 or like less than 1. So these are tips that I personally found helpful and completely changed my reading habits. The goal that I set last year was to read 3 books. The way that I did this was just using the Apple Books app on my phone. Once you reach a goal, it becomes quite addictive. You'll be surprised at how easily you can start creating some positive momentum. Tip number 3, set a small daily reading goal. I got this idea from something that Tim Ferriss said about IBM and how the reason that their team performed so well was because they had low quotas. It actually helped them reach their goals and exceed them very easily and quickly. It is the same idea to set a small daily reading goal for myself. 5 minutes a day is what I started off with. Lately I've been reading more like 30 to 60 minutes a day because I'm just so engrossed in what it is that I'm reading. Which leads me to my 4th point. Read things that you're interested in. I know this seems like a bit of a no-brainer, but hear me out. Sometimes you're having a bad time because you're just reading a book that you actually have little to no interest in. The way that it's written, maybe it could be the topic, I don't know. There's no shame in closing that book, putting it down and starting a new one. Tip number 5. This is what I'd consider to be the most important tip. Be nice to yourself. You're starting a new habit. It's normal to feel uncomfortable, and just during that little grace period, having some patience with yourself and also not beating yourself up if you miss a day or you didn't hit a certain goal, allowing yourself to pick yourself back up again. It's one of the most important things you can do when you're going after any goal, really. Progress is way more important than being perfect. The fact that you want to improve your life, that is enough. Another cool thing about using Apple Books is that when you read, it shows you which days you've read and you can create a reading streak. I hope you found this to be helpful because these are tips that I personally used. Thank you so much. Bye guys.
Guys, we are on this journey together because top shelf are the books that I've read and the bottom are the books that I haven't read.